Oh, 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 the journey is started today. The journey started. The journey started. Started. The journey 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 started today. As it starts today. As if the journeys are today. The journeys are today. The journeys are today. Hey. The journeys are today. The journeys are today. The journeys are today. I need to stop. That's like a minute of me just singing bullshit. I'm curious if anyone sits through it. If you do, thank you. If you don't, I don't know. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy. That's Get So Manic. Back with another Journeys episode review. Actually, it's a 3-in-1 because someone is a procrastinator and that someone is me. Refocus camera. There we go. So the 3 episodes we're going over, I believe, is 61 through 63, which is the plus or minus one, the drizzle episode, and the Vaporeon episode. So let's go through them one at a time, one at a time, and then maybe we might talk about some of the teaser footage that was shown for future episodes, and then obviously the preview for next week, which is the Absol episode. So let's start with the plus and minus one. I think for the most part, that's just kind of a fine episode. There's nothing really outstanding about it. It's a pretty simplistic, basic premise. We got a plus and a minus handyman group. Mr. Handyman, the bro, breaks his bones, and now we have to help the girl build confidence. Although it feels like that was resolved relatively quickly, because it all kind of just amounted to like deep breathing and then like mine and having this little mini thing of not like trusting in her ability. I don't know, bro. Like when you go through the episode, like if I don't really pay it any attention, which is what I realistically think you're supposed to do, it's not really a bad episode. But if you start like picking at that shit, you start noticing a lot of weird shit. Like for example, I don't necessarily like the ridiculous fall they decided to go with to cause the bro to break his bones or get hurt. Seemed kind of over exaggerated, so you couldn't really take it seriously until you cut to the next scene and went, oh, he actually broke his bones. Oh, damn. That's what it felt like. Mine and not trusting in her ability also seemed kind of ham-fisted in there when you could have alluded to it earlier, like right before the title started, so it didn't feel like, oh, that's right. Because she actually has to say it in the episode. She's like, oh, that's right. Mine prefers you. Like, eh. And then it's kind of like the episode. Other than that, like I don't even feel real right to really harp on it too much because in all, it's inoffensive. There's nothing really about it that's so bad where I'm like, dock the episode 16 points, negative 55. Yeah, negative 55. Hashtag negative 55 in the comment section below. So I don't really feel. It's not really worth going into. It's just kind of an okay episode. I'd probably say a B to B minus. That's where it's about at. It's fine. It does what it needs to do. Then we hit the Drizzle episode, which I imagine probably has some interesting responses for various reasons. So if we're gonna go through it, Dumbest evolution setup. I protected a fellow mon from a falling berry. Evolution. And I guess the premise of the evolution, and unfortunately my issue is that, like, the evolution in concept, I already knew they were going to have to do something. Considering what Drizzle's personality is in the games, either Ghost Drizzle was going to be uncharacteristic, or we're going to have to find a way to make it fall into the characteristic. And considering the only other development that Sabo got before this evolution was his aspirations to become like a Drizzle, to become an Inteleon, they just went with he evolved and he thought he'd be an Inteleon and he's not an Inteleon. But the depression arc comes so quickly, it almost feels disingenuous. Like, it feels like, okay, well, we know Drizzle is this way, so let's just kind of make this the defining depression arc. Which is stupid because he was, like, conceptually it doesn't make sense to you because you're like, well, you're making progress. You've evolved, and you're halfway there. You only need one more evolution to become the Inteleon you want to be. So knowing that, it kind of comes off like, you don't relate to Drizzle. You don't relate to Drizzle at all because you're like, you're making progress. So what are you depressed about? I think the issue would be is if he was a Drizzle for a while. Like, then it would be making more sense for him to be as depressed about the evolution. But he literally just evolved. You just made progress. So what's the problem? I don't like that's the shit that bothers me because I'm like, I don't feel bad for you, but like, that's the premise behind its evolution. I do like the go moment at the end and how they kind of connect. I wish the flashback they showed made more sense. That flashback, unfortunately to me, would have made more sense if it was shown before this episode. But from what I understand, it's not. If I'm wrong, correct me, and you can put in a denim here. But from my knowledge, that flashback where Go's a kid crying because he couldn't like properly air out what his frustration was, like when she's like, "Go play with the kids," and he's like, and he can't give a response. Because it shows that to me, the best part of that isn't even really the flashback. It's more so it's the acknowledgement that the way that Reboot and Drizzle both had their like middle stages, and Reboot's is different, and he learned from Reboot's and understood that maybe the best thing to do isn't to like pressure or try to be all clingy with your Mon. Maybe the most important thing is to let them have the space and know that you'll be there for them even when they're finished. Even if it takes them a while, you'll still be there supporting them. I thought that part was really fucking good. Don't care for the evolution. Don't really understand Drizzle's frustration. Then Drizzle's naturally depressed in most of its art. So it makes sense. So of course we had to make the one in the anime just as depressed. But they didn't have a good enough reason because they also gave it character development. So, I mean, that's really all I got to say about that episode. Because once again, not a lot to it. It almost felt like there was a bunch of filler thrown in. They tried to do the whole Ash and Koharu are here for him kind of thing, which felt a little disingenuous because I'm like, their relationship isn't as tight as some in the fandom might say. To me, I don't really view them as a group yet. They've been together, but they're not really as a group. To me, we don't have good enough interactions between Koharu and Ash to really justify that. Maybe between Ash and Go, maybe between Go and Koharu, because they both have Koharu and Go have history together, and Ash and Go have been together long enough that they've developed some level of rapport with each other. Ash and Koharu, not at all. So it feels a little disingenuous for that. But I don't want to repeat myself too much. And then we got the latest episode, which is the swimming episode, which is the not evolution episode, more so giving you an excuse. So the only thing I really hate about this episode is the fact that, like, this is Draco Vish's, like, first episode being really shown, besides the episode he called in. And it's not even an episode about Dragovish. The episode is about fucking Eevee. But it kind of doesn't feel like it is either. Like, it almost feels like a filler that just happens to have these little things thrown into it. Because for the most part, there's nothing really served. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it didn't really... It didn't really do either of those plot lines justice. I mean, obviously the better one is the Eevee one, but it's not handled amazingly. It's handled all right, but like it's so because we still got to splice. This also was like the weirdest episode to use the fucking opening to pass the time song. That's really what it is. Weird episode to try to do that with. Also found out Dracovish only knows one move to Ash's knowledge, which is weird because the Pokedex used to tell you what moves your mind knew, which confused me. And he only knows two. Well, he knows one, and then two, he gets the second one in this episode. And I'm like, what? Why? Why is it? Why is it? I don't know. Also, Dugong is a dickhead. Like, there's no other way to explain it. It almost felt like that shit was happening for the sake of causing some sort of conflict. The only thing that was set, I mean, it's not that it wasn't set up before, because they set it up with Dugong being interested in Gorbeiss early on. So it's not like it's not set up. It just felt like we need to create a conflict to pass out the time, because it doesn't add anything other than, oh shit, fucking Dracovish learned a new move, and it's so dumb. It's done in such a blasé way. You're like, okay, because it doesn't add anything to the Eevee stuff. It doesn't even add really anything to the Vaporeon stuff. It's just kind of there, like the damn race. The race is a backdrop. And the only thing I can think of that really annoys me about that is that you can do really good race episodes and have development in the race episodes. One of the better examples, and Tyrone will love this one, is the Noibat race they do in X and Y. I still love that race, and I love that race because it was good character development for Noibat, cool bro moment for Hawlucha, but they still showed that Noibat had a lot to learn. But it showed that man grinded that shit out. Also, X and Y has a better opening, so I mean that's just that's gonna sell. That's gonna hoe it immediately. But like when I look at that episode, which isn't only like a couple generations old, and I look at this one, it's like as a racing episode, it doesn't really hit because the racing is a really irrelevant part of the fucking. The racing is super irrelevant in Journeys. Dracovish learning a new move is kind of handled in like whatever. They created a fake conflict to trigger something. Like, I don't know, there were just better ways to do it. Just better ways to do it. So like what I end up getting is kind of a mediocre ass episode with okay Koharu Eevee stuff. But it kind of doesn't mean anything other than here's a Vaporeon. Let's show off Vaporeon. Do you want to evolve into a Vaporeon? No, you don't? Oh, well, at least we had a fun episode at the... I don't know. I do like the fact that you got to see more Dracovish lore, though. That shit was entertaining to me. That's the one thing I always give the anime is when they try to hold to the lore of the games pretty consistently. So Dracovish's lore about how he can't swim, he sucks at swimming even though he's a water type. So he actually runs really well. So he actually works better as a landmine, but his body's in such a way that he's a water type. The fact that the way he kind of got around in the race was running on the surface of the floor, that's great to me. That's cool shit. I like that. I like it a lot. Journeys tires me. So the 3 episodes, they're all kind of just mediocre in different ways. I think the best one consistently, it's probably the mining one. The mining one, I think, is the best one consistently. I think it'd be mining, Dracovish, then Drizzle. I think that'd be the rating for them. That's the ranking of the 3. So I watched the best one first, and then watched the okay one at last. So at least the worst one was in the middle. And of course, that's the one that focuses on Go. I don't know why it kills me. I don't know why it kills me, bro. And then we got the previews for future episodes, and I think the next week's episode is the Absol episode, but that one seems like a filler, nothing really important, so there's not a lot to talk about with Absol, so I'm not going to bring it up much, other than, hey, look, it's an Absol episode that bases around the whole misunderstanding of Absol, that it's a creature that can sense, like, havoc and destruction coming, and not a creature of destruction. It's another one of those episodes. Cool, Absol doesn't get a lot of shine in recent years, so I'm fine with it, other than it's Mega in Gen 6, and that wasn't even really used by, like, that one girl in the movie. Yeah, the one girl in the movie. That was about it. Um, Iris, 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 nigga. Where is my hoeing hat? This is my hoeing hat. What I meant to say was, where's my Univa hat? And it's over there in the corner. I'm not gonna get it yet because I need the episode to come out to confirm suspicions. But Iris in her champion gear, fucking yes. Gary's episode I'm a little concerned about because from what we've heard, from what the synopsis is, they're gonna mix it with an Infernape thing, where Infernape has gone missing and it's due to the Moltres. And Gary showed up because it's due to the Moltres, and I'm like, it's fucking Gary. Why is he sharing an episode with Infernape? What? No, and then what makes it worse is that this seems to be the same episode in which he goes back to the lab and he sees all his old mons. No, that you hold Gary and Infernape and the Pokemon at the lab all in one episode? Fuck you. Does he get to rotate them out again? Because his Journeys team sucks. It's one of his strongest teams in terms of Pokemon, next to, ironically enough, his Diamond and Pearl team. And God, they have like very little interesting shit going on. You remember when's the last time you saw Lucario? Damn, Lucario's dead. Hate Journeys. I hate it. Hate the way Journeys handles Ash's team. I like Ash's team. I hate the way it's handled. But Iris is champion. She looks adorable. I'm mad that her episode seems to be literally just a gym fight between Dragonites. And I hate that the show doesn't actively acknowledge that Ash is a champion. But my girl's here. And now Serena is the only girl, female companion, who hasn't shown back the fuck up yet. Except for maybe, I guess, Lily, kind of, for Sun and Moon. Either way, Iris is goated. I'm happy to see her. Welcome back, you beautiful chocolate queen, you. I can't wait to see you fight. Because they need a rematch, because I believe Iris lost the last match, which is the Dragonite and Crocodile match. So, yeah, looking forward to the new episodes, primarily the Iris one. Because the Gary one comes off like it's going to be hoed. And then these weird new characters for Crown Tundra related plot stuff, which is stupid to me because you haven't even shown off all the fucking Galar gym leaders yet. But you have the balls to try to do Tundra stuff. Fuck you, anime. Show off the rest of the gym leaders. Do the fucking gym challenge. Fuck you. Leon's important. When's the last time we seen his bitch ass? Exactly. Darkest Day. I think that's or the opening if you want to be real technical about it. So I'm sitting here in the corner like, bruh, can we get some good shit? Can we please? Can we please get some good shit? Because I need it. I need it. I don't know what the fuck this is. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I've rambled on for enough. There's about like a minute and a half of Journeys Stars Today music in here. So if you like the way I sing, then yay. If you don't, sorry in advance. Actually, it's not. It's sorry after the fact. So I'm a fucking asshole. Next week's Absol. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for support. We're gonna try to be a little more consistent, back on the grind. Just kind of got exhausted with some shit, colds and COVID and life. And when will the world stop turning? I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.